We sponsored AB 1437 last year, which some of you may be familiar with, the crux of which was criminal clearance transfers. Some of you, how many of you have multiple facilities, more than one? A good portion of you. Some of you may or may not have been cited for failing to transfer someone to another facility and get like a $500 civil penalty. Many of you may have actually sent the transfer into the office, to the regional office, but it didn't actually get processed by them. But there's no feedback mechanism. We don't know if the transfer went through until they show up to our house and they say, oh no, this person's not transferred, $500 penalty. So this bill's purpose is to get rid of that, essentially. So the way our language was written was that if they're associated to any one of your facilities, they're basically associated to all of them, which makes it super easy. Unfortunately, one thing that everyone needs to learn quickly or understand is that when you introduce a bill, it seldom is untouched through the process. There's always negotiating. So there's been some negotiating. The DSS did not like that. But the compromise solution that we're landing on, and this is why the bill's taken so long to pass, is because we've been negotiating. So the bill passed the Assembly policy committees, went through the Assembly floor, went through the Senate policy committees, and now is waiting for a Senate floor vote, and it's been parked there for a while as we negotiate with DSS. But where it looks like it's gonna be landing, and this is insider information that I'm sharing with you, is that it's gonna land at a point where you can designate a central administrative facility. So one of your facilities in a region, you will be able to designate as a central administrative facility, and as long as your employee is associated to that central administrative facility, you can move them around to any of your facilities. So it basically accomplishes the same thing that the original language had. It's just a little bit different mechanism, and DSS is saying it has to be within a region. Most 6-bed operators have their homes in one region, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for most of you. If some of you do happen to have homes spread across more than one region, what you can do in that case is do one central administrative facility in each region. So that's the workaround. So this is not in effect yet, but I'm giving you the insider preview as to what the final bill language is going to look like.
What's the name of the bill?
It's AB 1437. It's co-authored by Assemblymember Jim Patterson, and the co-author is Senator Scott Wiener. So Patterson's from Fresno, from my district, and then Senator Wiener's from San Francisco. So yes, they'll both be speaking to the group today. So that was going on with that bill. And what that's in effect going to do is going to take that $500 penalty out of play. Because all you have to do is associate, we're not removing the penalty language, but we're basically rendering it moot with the language that we have. So that penalty language doesn't go away, but if you're associating them, when you do your life scan form, and you associate them to that one central administrative facility, then, or if they already have a clearance and you're transferring them, you just tie them to that one facility and you're done, pretty much. So it's really going to take the $500 out of play.
Yes. So what was their objection to a one-stop shop, having designated for our parent company synergy programs, and then you are okay for all of them? What's the objection?
The objection was, if we do that, we're not going to be able to keep track of people. Right. That was their objection.
Well, that would be your problem,
Yeah.
not our problem.
It's their problem, but they don't want it to be their problem. They don't want it to be their problem. So that was their objection. They said, but what our counter to that was, well, technically there's no prohibition on how many facilities you associate them to today. Like I have 10, I associate them, I associate all my employees to all my facilities. On any given day, you don't know where they are. You still have to contact me to know where they are. Yep. So we were like, it doesn't really change anything. We're just making the process simpler. Because we told them we should just do it on one form. And that's the other thing that's going to happen too is, this is more relevant maybe for larger assisted living facilities that are chains, but you're going to be able to do all your transfers on one form. So you can list all your locations on one form if you wanted to do that. But I think for most 6-bed facilities, what's going to happen is you're just going to probably do the central administrative facility, and that should do the trick. So that's what's going on with that. Again, there's still some negotiating that we're doing, but that part is pretty, I think, going to be pretty rock solid.